Good morning, all. I want to let everyone know I was contacted by a friend and subscriber this morning, and he had a very, very important question about Five Dice Football Career Mode, which can be found here in Candlelight Games. And so I have, thank God, he spotted it because I absolutely did not see it. So great catch. Thank you, my friend, for reaching out and asking the question because it pointed me to something I completely overlooked. So we have a new Five Dice Football Career Module update PDF. So I'll have to send this to Kevin as well so he can send this out. There was a problem. Just didn't register that when we create a Premier League team, you're rolling the Premier for their offense, but you're also rolling Premier for their defense, which is not good. You don't want a Premier team to have you're rolling for their offense, which is great, but you don't want to then roll Premier for their defense because that's really bad news. So there's the rule is you get to choose on a Premier class team. You get to choose. Do you want them to be known for their offense or their defense? Whatever one you don't use Premier for, you use competitor for. So they will have some level of weakness somewhere, right? So if you make them a Premier League defense, you're going to want to roll the dysfunctional chart and then use competitor for their offense. If you're going to use Premier for their offense, you need to use competitor for their defense. So I've just clarified that in the rules, and this is true for dysfunctional. So a dysfunctional team must choose which is dysfunctional, their offense or their defense. And this is true of their field goals too, by the way. Their field goal charts would be obviously dysfunctional or competitor or Premier. So if you have a Premier class team, you pick whether they're offense or defense, but they will use Premier field goal kicking. If they're a dysfunctional team, whether they're offense or defense, you're going to use dysfunctional for their field goals. So, and the off season, there's a note reminding you, the off season doesn't matter. Whatever has to change, you use their current class. So if I have a Premier offense and competitor defense, we get to the off season and it says, hey, re-rate your defense. You don't use competitor. You would use their Premier class. So that would be a chance for a Premier team to suffer a drop in defense or vice versa. So just know that's you don't want to roll. So if you have a Premier class team, you don't want to roll Premier for both offense and defense. You want to choose which one and then do the opposite for the other. That way they will have some weakness somewhere, right? Dysfunctional teams, you have to pick what's dysfunctional, roll opposite for their opposite side. So a dysfunctional defense might have a good offense. Would have a competitor offense. Whatever you don't do must use competitor. Okay, so I think that clarifies things. And of course, with field goals, they're going to use the class. So Premier team gets a Premier field goal kicker. A dysfunctional team suffers bad field goal kicking. And competitors, it's always competitors. So offense and defense is rolled on competitor, and field goals are rolled on competitors. So second class teams, which should be your most common teams, would always use competitor down the line. Okay. So, this new file is, made available, for those who want this. You can grab it. I'll put a link in the description box. You can go grab the new file. Anyway, thank you so much, Corey. Good looking out, my friend, for helping me catch that. It just completely overlooked that chart mistake. Thanks. Bye-bye.